What's up, guys? This is Marciea here with another episode of the Gym Rescue Podcast. And today I got my guy here, Ben. We're going to talk about personal training versus group training.
Running a gym isn't that convincing. It's a science from the entrance of the gym lobby area to overall customer interaction and experience. No other woman knows more about gym science other than Marciea Allen. Over the last decade, Marciea has helped coaches worldwide using her years of experience and no-nonsense approach. Marciea will turn their gym pits into moneymakers. Welcome to the Gym Rescue Podcast.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ben Atanga. I am the co-founder and co-owner of StretchWorks, based out of Washington, D.C. I've got 5 studios out there, 2 in Washington, D.C., and 3 in Maryland area. So personal training versus group training.
Yeah, first off, I want to tell the audience a little bit more. We're going to dive deeper about yourself. Like, how long have you been in the industry? What convinced you or enticed you to want to dive a little bit into the fitness industry? Just kind of elaborate a little bit more on that.
So I've been in the fitness industry since 2007. And actually before that, 2005, I started working in a gym. It was like a morning opener, and then I went to school for behavioral science and stuff like that. But I was an athlete in college, and when I started working in the gym, it came easy to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love people. I love helping people. I could be there 12, 13 hours a day.
Sure.
And, at that time, I didn't really know what I was going to do post-college.
Yeah.
And so I had the opportunity to work in the gym, which really just launched my fitness career. Along the way, I became a gym manager, and then I became a trainer, and then I actually started my personal training business.
Nice.
And so it's interesting because every year I changed my business. First I started off doing one-on-one training, and then I kept on getting. I was listening to different mentors, and they kept on saying I think it was compound your time or something like that. Like
a compound effect?
Yeah, like figure out how to make more money in less time. So I went one-on-one, then I went semi-private, doing 3 or 4, and then I did then I went and did boot camps.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's one time in my life I was working 3 hours a day, just teaching boot camps.
Yeah.
And so today, today I actually own a partner assisted stretch therapy business, right? Which is a little bit more on the one-on-one side. Clients come in, they work one-on-one with a trainer, and the trainer stretches them out.
Yeah. So our business models are completely the opposite, as opposed to here, what we do, which is more of a group fitness style, and what you do is more of a personal training. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what I want to talk about is, now that I didn't know that you actually tapped into the boot camp side of things. Knowing that, what do you find the different spectrums, like the pros and cons to each? I just want to get your perspective on that.
So pros and cons, group fitness is awesome because of the community feel, camaraderie, and it's you get to help a bunch of people at one time. You can have a 5:30 p.m. group class with 30 people in there that you're motivating, helping them reach their fitness goals and stuff like that. So that's definitely a pro of the group thing.
Sure.
In one-on-one, the biggest pro there is just that one-on-one attention. You know what I mean? You can never really get away from that. As being a trainer or even being a stretcher, you wear many different hats.
Yep.
You're the trainer, you're your therapist, you're the committed listener. You give them advice, and so you can really, really get to build a more closer interpersonal relationship.
Sure.
As far as the cons, I'd say from a business aspect, one-on-one, the margins aren't as high as group, right? And typically in one-on-one, you charge a higher price point, so it's you're really finding that client that can afford the service that you're providing, right?
Exactly.
And in group, I'd probably say the biggest con is just not being able to be that personal with your clients.
Yep.
But also there's a risk of injury. And a lot of clients sign up for group and not really understanding on knowing that like, hey, like this is like a 50-50 effort.
Right, exactly.
Like really it's like 100 effort. Like
exactly.
you got to bring 100% and the trainer brings 100%.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So what do you find to be your biggest, from a financial perspective, let's kind of elaborate a little bit more, because you say with a personal trainer you can charge more. So what do you find like when targeting your demographic? Who is your ideal demographic? Who do you guys look for within your business to target?
So with stretching, I mean, everybody knows that they should be stretching. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like your doctor told you that, your trainers told you that. You know, like as the body gets older, or even like as you're like exercising and
Sure.
putting all that stress on your body,
Yep.
like you should be stretching. So our concept is really great for everyone, but you gotta know in business, you gotta have like a target demographic. Right. You know, you have to find a person who needs it, has that you target their pain points, and also the person who can afford it. So I would say that it's probably like half and half of it, right? Men and women. Between that 45 to 65-year-old range that are really taking advantage of the service and
Sure.
actually, you know, sticking to the recommendation and coming in once or twice a week and getting stretched. We do see other demographics, like see younger folks and the CrossFitters and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times they just haven't reached that point in their life where whatever like restrictions or mobility challenge that they're having
Sure.
is really like causing them to be like in pain or you know what I mean?
I
Like,
think
it's
for
not
us,
taking
I think that's kind of somewhat who we cater more towards, as opposed to you hearing that you have more of an older demographic that probably has a little bit more disposable income.
Right.
Which is really nice. And for us, I would say it's necessarily the opposite. However, I don't think that we have as many people coming in that has a lot of injuries, you know, such as your demographic. So let's talk about from a results standpoint. Where do you find like there's like a sweet spot where you see that people are really starting to benefit from the stretching program?
You know, it's what's unique and cool about what we do is that we give you a recommendation, right? Like we assess where you're starting off at, like your baseline mobility and flexibility. Also taking a look at like, you know, how you're feeling, what's causing you like any kind of pain.
Okay.
And so we typically recommend folks come in and get stretched either once a week or twice a week.
Okay.
Right? Some come in for half an hour, some come in for 60 minutes.
Okay.
Each time. I would say that probably at like the 4 to 6 month range.
Okay.
You know, I'll take a step back. Oftentimes, and one of the reasons I got in this industry was that people will come in feeling a certain kind of way, and after the first session, they would get immediate relief.
Sure.
Right? Like they came in with like this hip issue or knee or back issue, and after the stretch, you know, they felt like 80% better.
Yeah.
You know, but as you know, like it's really their habits that cause them to kind of go into that restriction. And so, you know, what we always do, we always encourage them to stretch at home. We even give them like different stretch exercises here at home, on top of like coming in and seeing us.
Nice.
And so I would say that really probably like around that 4 to 6 month time range.
I like that you said that, because people are all about instant gratification and they want things to happen in a matter of like weeks.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work
A
that
matter
way.
of weeks,
Yeah.
like in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, it's like, I want to lose 30 pounds, you know, within the next, you know, like 2 months. And it's like, no, let's put things really into perspective and dive a little bit deeper, because that's not going to happen. Really, it's not going to happen.
One of my stretchers said that like a lot of times people try to change something, like, you know, they'll go like, I know even in like fitness, right? They'll try to go like on a crash diet to lose weight real quick, right? And what a lot of people don't realize is that really you need to change your habits. You know what I mean? It's your habits that has you where you're at.
Right.
You know, so I know like in personal training, group fitness and stuff like that, you know, that's what you guys are really preaching. It's like, hey, like this is a habit. Like working out is a habit.
Yeah.
Eating a certain kind of way is a habit.
Sure.
It's not a sprint. It's not like a one-time
It's a
thing.
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. And so it's the same thing in stretching. Like it's got to be a habit. You know, I personally stretch every single day. I get stretched once a week by a practitioner, and then I stretch pretty much throughout the day.
Right.
You know, so that's got to be a habit.
For sure, yeah, most definitely. So I want to do somewhat of a role play. I'm just learning about your facility, and I'm inquiring. So I call you, hey, my name is Marciea. I'm just starting out. I'm new to fitness. I'm looking to get toned and gain more flexibility. What would be your recommendation?
So you're looking to get more tone and gain more flexibility. Okay, so, typically a lot of people don't know why they should be stretching, right? So the first thing that we would do is, I would give you a little bit of education, right? Muscles do two things, right? They get short and tight, or they get long and weak, right? So you take care of the long and weak muscles by going to the gym and lifting, or coming to like you guys program and doing like a strength training. And over at StretchWorks, we take care of the muscles that are short and tight, right? And those short and tight muscles is actually what kind of restricts you from really performing your best while you're out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just kind of give you that education so you have that background, right? Yeah. Or else you're just gonna kind of just keep going until like eventually you get injured and now you really have to come see us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would take a look at your lifestyle. I know you want to get toned and stuff like that. But I take a look at your lifestyle, like how often are you sitting? Are you in any pain? Do you sleep throughout the night?
Sure.
What kind of past? I know you're like a former athlete. So what type of injuries have you had in the past? What type of surgeries have you had in the past? Right? Yeah. Like, are there any like repetitive movement patterns that you're currently doing that could be really like aiding to this the short and tight muscles?
Got it.
Right? And so after we figured all that out, I would put you on the stretch table and start working on you, and instantly you'll start to kind of see exactly where you're tight or where you're actually compensated. And then after that, give you a recommendation, right? Just kind of based off of where you're at. And you don't always need a full body stretch, right? It could be like your hamstrings and your calves that's tight.
Right.
It could be like people often they'll come in and be like, oh, Ben, like my lower back. And one of the biggest things that we tell people is that the site of your pain is not always the source of your pain, right?
Makes sense,
So you may come in with a lower back issue, and I start stretching out your calves, and that lower back issue seizes up.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it.
Like you said, it all comes down to education. So let's say that now I've signed up with your program. What is the lifetime expectancy for your client? Here in our group fitness model, we tend to see like roughly 18 months, give or take. What is it from a PT standpoint?
So a lot of people come see us when they're feeling something, right? And so we normally see people last anywhere from like that 4 to 6 month time span. And we recently incorporated like a maintenance ongoing program, because you need to stretch the rest of your life, right? And the minute that you stop stretching, then you start to revert back.
Sure.
Right? Like you always hear people say, well, I used to be able to do this, I used to be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to stay away from that conversation. Like I said, it's a habit and a lifestyle change.
For sure.
So we recently incorporated like a maintenance program that allows you to still come in, whether it's once a month or like, twice a month, and still be able to get the service. And it keeps you limber, it keeps you active, it keeps you young, you know what I mean? Another great thing about it is that stretching is not just for flexibility, right? One of the biggest benefits is stress relief, right? And just kind of helping you to deal with just like stuff that you go through in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm in that maintenance program now. How long do you think I would actively stay within that maintenance program? And I only say this because I know the audience that's watching in, some people are going to have that group fitness model, and then others are going to have the PT side of it, and it's nice to be able to see and correlate the differences between the two. And obviously it's going to come down to the demographics, personal preference, right?
Yeah.
And what they prefer. Like you said, do they want the community aspect of things, or do they need something that's more personalized?
Yeah.
So if personalized is the way to go, I need to know, how long am I going to be able to, we already know what it's going to take, 4 to 6 months, like you said, to get results. However, after those 4 to 6 months, what is my life expectancy to stay within your program using that maintenance program?
The maintenance program, I can't stress enough, it's a lifestyle.
Got it. Okay.
It's a lifestyle.
Sure.
Right? Like there's just certain things that you have to do if you're going to.
So are they doing that on their own, or are they still getting that personal attention?
where they're still getting that personal attention.
Okay.
We're always going to give them exercises and stretches to go home and
Got
do.
it. So is there accountability that comes with that maintenance program?
So one of the great things that we do, there is accountability. You know, you work when you come in and work with us, you work with a personal stretch coach.
Okay.
Right?
That's
and
nice.
so that personal stretch coach is one that's going to reach out to you.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you're feeling okay, like you don't have anything that's tight or you have any injury, right? We want to know, how's your day going? You know, what are your stress levels like, right? Are you dealing with anything in your life? Right? Like we all know that we carry like our tension and our emotions in the fascia of our body, right? And oftentimes we're just so busy and so inundated with our life that we don't actually, a lot of people don't take the time to take care of their mental and emotional state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, and these is why we have these personal stretch coaches, just to kind of keep up with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And let's say it's a new program, so I'm not sure how long that people are gonna like stay on and last and stuff like that. But it's always a great reminder. You know, everyone could always use a great stretch.
For sure.
You know, so it's we make it like an affordable price point so they kind of just can continue going, really.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you shared that information. And again, guys, there isn't necessarily a right or wrong business model. Like I said, we have two completely different opposite sides of the spectrum business model. However, we all have a niche and bring something special to that table.
Yeah.
And I think for you guys, I've never honestly have heard of PT just someone specializing in stretching, which is amazing. You guys really have found and honed in on your niche. So being able to find that niche within that business model, just because you do group fitness, it doesn't make you special, right?
It doesn't make you,
It doesn't, just because you do PT, it doesn't make you special, but you guys really capitalize on that and you found your niche, and that is that stretching. And then for us, it's like just exclusively for women, right? So now that we've talked about, you know, the life expectancy, we've talked about the pros and cons, we've talked about what is then done after the 4 to 6 months. Do you see that let's talk about from a referral standpoint, because this is a good segue. Do you get more customers from just the one that you have? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. This is a service that 95% of the population has never experienced, right? And so I'm not gonna say our best, but a lot of our business is referral generated, right? Like, you know, you came in feeling a certain kind of way and body's tight, you've been dealing with some sort of pain or chronic issue or something like that. And after that one session, you feel great, you know? So really when you walk out a whole new person, and people notice that, you know, like you can't stop talking about it because you, like one thing we would say is that we reverse back the years.
Yeah, I like
you know
that.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So your workout is going to be different.
I like that you said that, because I was just going to ask, do you ask for the referral or do they just automatically just refer them to you?
We ask for the referrals, and they just kind of naturally do it. Like the cool thing about stretching is that it's a unique thing that like a lot of people haven't done yet, and so a lot of people feel special by saying, hey, look, I have a personal stretcher.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I go to a place and I get
like
stretched.
That. Yeah.
You know, and it's like, what? Like, you know, what's that?
Yeah.
You know, so, and we do get people that just come in because, you know, nothing's wrong with them, you know, there's no pain.
Sure.
They just want to experience it.
Got it.
You know.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the maintenance things that you guys have within the strategy? Are you guys using any pieces of devices or equipment, or is this strictly just all body weight, or what does that look like if you had to paint a picture for someone that's watching?
So we do use a few tools. Number one, we use a hypervolt, like the hypervolt gun.
Those are nice. I have one.
And I mean, it's a game changer because really it's like being able to like give yourself a massage, right? Without actually like digging in or using the crossbow. You can turn it on. It's got different like percussion levels, and it really like any type of like tension or pain on a muscular level, not on a bone, it knocks it out like right away. We also use normal rapid reboot, the compression boots, right? And that really helps like, you know, people who like work out a lot and, you know, they come in, they can put the boots on, and that compresses their legs, you know, adding more blood flow to that area, but also getting more oxygen to that area. So a lot of our clients will come in and use that before the stretch, just to kind of loosen them up, which it aids the stretch, right? we use foam rollers and
Yeah.
stuff like that too. Yeah.
Very good resources. They're all valuable resources, but it's definitely an investment because just naming those, I mean, I'm like, yeah, well, I know how much that costs. Yeah, it's definitely, so it's, again, you're finding that demographic that has the disposable income that's able to invest in something like that within your program.
Absolutely.
Which is amazing.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
So then where can they find more about your business, yourself? Where can they reach out to you if they have questions? Let the audience know.
So I'm on Facebook, Benatanga. You can also look up Stretchworks, right? That's works with a Z at the end, right? It's a little unique. You can also go to stretchworks.com. I'm on there. You can see our entire staff. We've actually also have a video podcast on our website with my business partner Tom French and I. He's the other co-founder.
What's the name of the podcast?
It's called The Tom and Ben Show.
Nice. Okay.
So it really just takes you through our journey, like how we started
Sure.
and how we, just how we built up to 5 locations.
Sure.
We've got over 40 stretchers working for us now.
Sure.
And I'd say 95% of the company knows how to stretch.
Got it.
So we've had managers that we brought in that we taught how to stretch. We've had front desk people that came in and we taught them how to stretch. So
Very cool.
It's something that everybody enjoys. Yeah.
Nice. So guys, just to kind of wrap things up before we go, I just want to kind of reiterate some of the things that Ben was saying. Is finding out exactly who your ideal demographic is, first off, and who are you trying to serve. Second off, what is your niche? Like, what is your niche? Just because you do group fitness, what is special about your group fitness? And vice versa. With your PT, you have honed in on your niche, and that is stretching. So being able to find out within that business model, what exactly are you specializing in, will be a game changer for your business. It's
Absolutely.
huge. So, and then you failed to mention, because you're such a humble man, but I do want to say that within the last year, you guys managed to open up how many locations?
Within the last year, so we just opened up a location in DuPont Circle, which is in right smack dab middle of Washington D.C.
We have a total of 5,
I
correct?
have a total of 5. We've been around for 3.5 years, so you guys can do the math. I think that's like a location every 6
Yeah,
months.
that's insane.
And only because people need it. Like people are driving 40 plus miles to come out and see us, and so we're going to continue expanding. Sometime next year, we're going to start, doing licensing and franchising and stuff like
Very
that.
cool.
To really spread this, spread this niche across the country.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you so much, my man, for coming on. My pleasure. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in with another episode of Gym Rescue Podcast. With that being said, God bless, and we'll catch you on that next episode. Take care. Bye.
Take care.
Thanks for joining today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, or whatever your favorite place is to listen to podcasts. And if you really like this episode, please leave a review and sign up for our free Gym Rescue Toolkit by visiting www.gymrescue.info/toolkit. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.